In the previous videos, I briefly talked a little bit about how Illustrator works to try to help you understand sort of what it's doing in the background, right? To get a better understanding of it, let's actually try making something. So we're going to use some of the basic tools to actually create an image. Instead of just working completely from scratch, I've decided that I'm going to work with, sort of recreate a piece from art history. So I'm going to choose this piece by Klee. Right, and so you can find a similar one if you just Google it, right? So I've opened one of them in a new tab, open image in new tab, right? Which then allows me to easily drag it to my desktop, right? So I've saved it to my computer, and now from there I can move it into here. I'm going to go ahead and create new instead of opening this file in Illustrator. So I'm going to create new, and then this is more of a vertical picture than a landscape one, so I will change the orientation to this profile arrangement. Then I'll just go ahead and drag it onto the artboard itself. Alright, so this is a little large, right? A little bit larger than my workspace. I'm going to command minus, right? So that zooms out a little bit, and we can see here the edges of the picture are quite a bit bigger than the edges of my artboard. I have the Essentials workspace selected, right? So if you have a different one, I would recommend choosing the same one I have just because it makes it easier. You're not having to hunt around for things. But in Essentials, this button over here is the artboard, right? So I can select that, and that will allow me to change the size of my artboard. So now the picture I've dragged in and the artboard itself are the same size. The next thing that I'm going to do is I actually want to lock this graphic here, right? As I'm working, it can be very easy to accidentally click on the wrong thing, or when I'm moving something or trying to select something, I might accidentally grab this resource image that I'm using instead. So over here in this right hand panel, I do have a bunch of options, right? It's a little bit hard to read all of them like this. So I'm going to click this little arrow here. This little arrow here then lines them up like this, right? So this is a little bit easier to read. And here I can see that I have a layers panel here. So that's what I'm looking for. If you don't see this layers panel, this layers option, you can add it up top under window, right? So from here in this section, which is arranged alphabetically, you can click layers, right? And that will give you the same thing as clicking it here. So I can see that I have this individual layer. I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer, right? Because with this one, I want to lock this layer so that way I don't accidentally move it around. So with this layer selected, I'm going to click this little section here, right? And so now I don't have to worry about accidentally moving it or clicking it or anything like that. Then I can select the second layer that I just made to work on this one instead.